Handed off and being taken down at the 28-yard line is Davis Griffin, the starting tailback.
Now, they got to watch on their defense is their safety, number 20 out there. He's their leading tackler. Now, that's usually not a good sign when your safety is your leading tackler, but he's an aggressive kid. Chet, Coach, hopefully we might be able to burn him on some of that aggression tonight.
Yeah, I think that's where the middle of the field is open against them because they do play soft, but he does not. He didn't get the memo from them, so he likes to come down.
Here he comes coming down
in the
now.
box.
3rd and 1, fighting for that first down. This is going to be close.
He was in on that tackle at the line.
That's Davis Griffin. Guys, did he get it? Yes, he did. I see the chains are starting to move. Didn't get it by much,
No.
but Davis Griffin will help move the chains.
And that's a first U.S. Bank first down.
I am glad I brought you with me. And so is the guy behind us, John Lunsford.
Yeah, number 20, Carroll, was in the box. They had 8 men in the box there knowing we were going to run. 3-3 stack defense.
Handoff fake on the RPO, and that's caught a short gain, about 2 yards for Caleb Jackson.
This is probably going to be the best offense we've seen so far this year, so it's all the more important that we get out here and try to score first.
Hayes DeCouteris will check in.
I mean, we don't want it to turn into a shootout, but I would love to be able to score first.
A lot of room out here in the middle of the field.
RPO kept by and the ball is fumbled.
I think we got it back.
It looks like Homewood got on the football. They did. Loss of yardage on the play, and Homewood lucky to maintain possession.
Goodness. What happened there, Chet? Did you see?
The mesh point, I was trying to see where it was. He decided to pull it out, and when he pulled it out of the hip, the ball came flying out.
Well, this is the definition of behind the sticks now.
I'm looking for a slam route here, I hope.
3rd and 11.
Be a deep post down the middle.
This one's going to the air. That is caught. First down, Homewood.
Great pass.
First U.S. Bank first
down. Thank you. Great play. That was the inside post right there, dig route. The middle is open with the way they play their safety so wide, and especially when we spread them out like that. Great throw and catch there.
David Walden on the reception, and guys, he's perfect in the slot, isn't he, when he's got Felton and Foster on the outside?
He runs great routes.
Carson back to pass, wanting to go long, heaves into traffic, incomplete, double coverage. That was intended for Cam Foster as the Patriots were looking for the home run ball, but well covered by the Blue Devils.
Yeah, very well covered. I hated to see him let go of that ball.
And one of the things we talked about before the game was the lack of size of that secondary for MJ, and so we will probably see that play again and again.
Yes.
Yeah, but he's got to check. He's got to go to another route when we're covered up like that.
Yeah, he threw into 2 coverage there. 2 guys.
2nd and 10, Carson far side, caught just shy of a first down.
We've only run the ball once, haven't we?
Yeah, one on the 3rd down and short play.
Yeah.
And then there, that was Landon Pettis, younger receiver coming in. He can play tight end, and he also can play X receiver. He came in for Cam Foster there. Good catch.
See what we do on this 3rd and short.
3rd and 2. Fake the jet sweep and then hand it off and booming into first down territory. Davis Griffin, another first U.S. Bank first down.
Yeah, Walden was in motion there, and that kept the linebackers out of there, and we were able to hit the play right up the middle off the left guard.
I like that play call, guys.
Yeah.
You fake the jet sweep, and then you got your money running back, Davis Griffin, Might not be the biggest, but one thing you notice, he's a twitch guy. Coach, we talk about that a lot. You know that more than me.
He's got quick twitch, and he reads the hole very well.
I'm hoping they run to that side a lot, number 55 for them. Not exactly a big guy.
Yeah, 5'8", 180.
Carson again to the air. That's caught by Tamon Felton. And the speedster gets to around the 35 when he is taken down by Bryson Harris, a sophomore.
All right, we talked about the middle of the field will be open, but they know that because we hit them on that. And so they're playing really soft right now, and that's right. He's got to hit these underneath routes. The check down to the running back would have been the one Glenn a minute ago. Davis Griffin was on a linebacker.
Reed Goldstein, by the way, is in at running back. Remember, he scored opening game here at Waldrop.
All right, they've walked up to a four-man front.
Carson, the slant, got his man, caught. Cam Foster.
Love a good slant route.
It didn't look like it developed the right way.
Yeah, he had a double cock. You're right.
That linebacker did a good job to kind of get in the window, and then he had to
hold it back.
Yes.
It's a handoff. Some tough running to the 20 by Reed Goldstein. Professor, you see a flag? Yes.
Yeah, it's a hold.
Yeah. May have gotten one of our tight ends for that. It was close.
Coach, while we're marching this back, you talk a lot about personnel. Can you describe for those who are not familiar what a 1-2 or a 2-1 personnel is?
Yeah, like if you go, a lot of times you hear 10 personnel, that's going to be 4 wideouts, no tight ends, and a back. You hear 11 personnel, that's going to be 1 tight end in the game. Homewood runs a lot of 12 personnel, and that's going to be 2 tight ends, 1 back, and you have your receivers out there. So you're trying to get your size where you can run, and with Watts and DeCoudris being such good receivers, they're tremendous blockers, and it causes defense problem because they have to stay base versus 2 tight ends.
We're at Waldrop Stadium. We got our first timeout. We're in the first quarter. The Patriots are driving, and our entire crew will all be back right after this. You're watching Patriot Football on the NFHS Network.
Folks, our broadcast tonight is presented by Social Taco. Make sure to stop in this weekend and grab a bite at the newest SoHo restaurant, Social Taco. And also visit SoHo Social and SoHo Standard right there in the heart of downtown Homewood.
See, we're in 12 personnel, but we've spread it here. But we got both tight ends in the game.
3 to the left. Quick out to Goldstein. He's very shifty. Comes back inside to about the 25. Reed Goldstein, only a sophomore. So, Coach, you had him for just 1 year, but it was an electric year. You keep talking about this long touchdown he broke last season.
Yeah, against Briarwood. He had multiple, but Briarwood, last play of the half, we threw a screen to the right side, and he took off and went 50 yards on the last play. He has quick twitch, sees the hole well. That time DeCoudris just missed his blocker. We may have had something big up top. Usually that does not happen.
This is a second down play, fake. Rolling out, and then Carson intercepted by the Blue Devils. Here they come to the 30, to the 40, and knocked out about the 45-yard line. Xavier Burrow with the INT, and guys, that's the first interception by Carson this year.
And he made the tackle.
Yeah, he threw behind. We had a bootleg, both tight ends. DeCoudris was at 2 yards, and then the next route's going to be around 10. Watts was open, had broken away from the guy, but he just kind of threw it a little bit behind, and the pick was there.
Coming into this game, neither quarterback, Caleb Carson of the Patriots, Blaze Neely of the Blue Devils, had thrown an interception, but now Carson's got one, and here's Blaze Neely, 6 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 351 yards on the year.
By the way, that is a very cool name for a quarterback.
Blaze
Neely.
Calls his own number and stacked up after about 2 yards.
All right, in 2 years he has negative yards rushing, but they're playing to win tonight, so they're going to put everything in the playbook out here. So that was a design quarterback run there. Got 2 yards, but he paid for it.
Parker Lindsay, part of the tackling group, senior, and one of the inside linebackers.
Among an all-senior linebacking core.
3-4 defense for the Pats. Neely, handoff. And a Bulldog, Parker Reno, moves forward for about 3 more.
They've just hit us with their 2 best offensive weapons, their quarterback running the ball and then handed it to that bruiser, who also has a cool name, Parker Reno. He had about 146 yards, I think, rushing last week.
Yeah, 146, 21 out of 21 for 146, but did not score a touchdown. Interestingly enough, 146 without a touchdown. Tough as they held on to beat Coleman. Here's Neely looking to pass. Wobbly pass, incomplete. Good coverage by the Patriots. That was John Martin.
In the pregame, we talked that he likes to throw to the short side of the field. He has a good arm, but still, they'll spread you out there. They were to the boundary, and we were able to get the stop there. Great hit by John Martin to dislodge the ball.
Last week, Mortimer Jordan squeaked out a 1-point win over Coleman, guys. And I don't know if you know how it happened. They scored a touchdown, did Coleman, with 5 minutes left to go, and missed the extra point.
It's going to be a quick kick by the quarterback.
You're right. A little pooch. And there's nobody back there. And so the Patriots are going to wind up in poor field position. Good job of flipping the field by the Blue Devils. So we're scoreless here in the first quarter with 3:37 remaining, and we'll be back from Waldrop Stadium. You're watching Homewood football on the Homewood Athletics YouTube page. Back at Waldrop, so if you're Mortimer Jordan, you've survived that potent Homewood offense or most of this first quarter, and now we got a
offsides on them.
Start.
Offsides
on them.
They were lined up in the neutral zone. You know, we held the ball almost 7 minutes, Glenn. I think you'd keep the time of possession, but around 7 minutes that first drive, and he just can't. Get over the mistake, and let's just
kept getting behind the sticks.
Settle down, and we'll be fine. It was a good first drive until the turnover.
CB, you were talking about their game last week. They missed that extra point, about 5.5 to go in the game. But Coleman had 3 timeouts, plenty of time to get the ball back, and Mortimer Jordan went on a drive that killed the rest of the clock.
Caught near side at the 28, and we have another first down.
First U.S. Bank first down.
All right, that's a great back shoulder. Against Taman, that's almost unstoppable because they're worried about the deep pass, and he back shoulder fade for a first down. And that's a great call because you get the confidence back, get him back in the flow.
Coach Berge said that his most talented group is the wide receivers, and he said he's never had a taller group than these guys right here. Carson on the run. See if they give a reception to Felton, and he was sliding down.
All right, they did a good job in coverage, and then Taman came back for the ball for a 2-yard gain there.
So Felton near side. Foster will be on the far side. Caleb Carson, who has thrown his first pick of the year. Rollout, and then fires. It's caught. All right, Professor, it is a first U.S. Bank first down.
U.S. Bank first down.
Somewhere they're in the USA. You know how they do it in the big leagues, and you know how Chris Stewart does it down at Bryant Denny. It's Tom Stipe or somebody else that hands him a little piece of paper every time that happens. Don't think Chris remembers all that good stuff. Anyways, Patriots are on the move. This one is over the middle,
yes.
caught, and put
Touchdown.
6 on the board.
Started on the 6-yard line, 94-yard drive. That's the way you come back from an interception.
Great route combination because we attacked with 2 verticals here on the right side, eye candy, and then we go back to the middle of the field is wide open. If you can get those safeties to go to the hash, and they went outside, and Davis Griffin
coming out of the backfield, wide open in the middle of the field. That just shows you the weapons we've got, man. Having him come out of the backfield, the running back, and get that wide open in the middle of the field.
Point after is good, and that PAT is sponsored by
the Wade team with RAC Realty, Danielle and Billy Wade. Give them a call at 205-966-9600. People in Homewood know the Wade team very well.
7-0, the Patriots out in front, 1:54 remaining. We'll be back with more. You're watching Homewood Athletics on our Homewood app. So the Patriots wait until the last 2 minutes of the first quarter, get on the scoreboard and have a 7-0 lead. And they will kick to the Blue Devils. That's a touchback.
Love to see those touchbacks.
So here comes Blaze Neely. This year, 26 out of 42, 62%. 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. He's thrown for 3 touchdowns in each of his first 2 games. Of course, the competition a little different. MJ lost at Leeds, and then they held on and beat Coleman. Neely. Quick throw, as Coach told us to expect. It's a quick hitter there. It is caught. Tanner Rice.
Yeah, now about that game last week, like I said, Coleman got the ball back with plenty of time, 3 timeouts to get the ball back. But Mortimer Jordan killed the last 5 minutes and 30 seconds off the clock with a long drive, and they didn't get conservative. They were throwing the ball. I was really impressed with their ability to kill that clock last week, and that's something that doesn't show up when you just see they lost by an extra point.
Look how wide on the boundary here. If you're watching on television, spreading the field, and you knew something like this was coming, a run to the left side there.
Great job by the Patriot defense on what would be our right side of the defense, or near side, and
you'll see
Luke Eldridge, part of the tackling team.
You'll see in college a lot of times, like Tennessee will spread the field, and here, look how wide they're sending the receiver. So a lot of times they do that. If you're watching, expect some kind of run or something inside, or a throw to the inside receiver.
3rd and 7 for the Blue Devils. Neely back to pass under some duress, and he finds his man. Caught, but now down on one knee, so the play is over, short of a first down.
Now, Chet, did you see Major Moore just went around that little offensive lineman? That's something for you line folks to watch tonight. Their right tackle on offense is only 5'10", 185, and he's over there working against Major Moore. And at that time, Major Moore just ran around him. He didn't even have to knock him down. He ran around him.
Will Rickman will do the punting for the Blue Devils. Reed Goldstein.
My favorite punt returner. Let's hope I don't jinx him, but he does a great job of just catching the ball. You know, he works hard at it, these guys. People don't realize how much special teams they work at.
That'll end the first quarter. The Patriots at home with a 7-0 lead. The coach, the professor, and CB will all be back after this.
Folks, the broadcast team is outfitted by 18 South, a premium lifestyle boutique for men and women located right there in West Homewood. No matter the occasion, we've got a look for you. Dress like a champion by shopping at 18 South today. 18 South, a proud sponsor of Homewood Athletics. We've got a little stoppage in play here because we were recognizing our student athletes on the field. Their academic achievements, I guess.
Well, safe to say, guys, that at North Salem High School back in the late 70s, you would have not seen me out on the field being recognized for any academic achievement whatsoever. I was in a broadcast booth somewhere doing something, but I certainly wasn't on the field. By the way, I did something that's really hard to do. I went to both a high school and college without football. Think about that. That's not easy to do. Wasn't by choice. It's just born in one spot and chose a college
in Alabama. That's not going to happen.
No, that's impossible. You're right. A lot of pressure on the punts. I'm looking for a flag. Don't see one. And this time the Patriots are going to get good field position right around their 44-yard line. That's the punt by Rickman. Just got off. There were two Patriots right on his foot.
Yeah, I'm glad the head referee used his judgment and did not flag us for that because he really kind of flopped. We had pressure, high snap for them.
It's like the 47-yard line.
1st and 10 for the Patriots with a 7-0 lead over the Blue Devils. Early second quarter. Yep. Felton on the outside.
Look at the speed.
This is sprinter speed. One more guy.
Yes,
see ya.
Thank you, Hayes DeCoudris. He made up for the block a minute ago, and he was the key. We just threw a simple screen out wide to Tamon Felton. He took off.
You get a good block, and then speed kills.
Yes.
That was beautiful.
That guy had the angle on him by 10 yards,
oh, yeah.
and he still couldn't catch him.
Still took him.
Tamon Felton is the state champ in the long jump, but did you know he has the 5th fastest high school 800 ever in the state of Alabama?
And he just showed
1
it
minute,
off.
51 seconds to go 800 meters. He's unstoppable, and as the PAT is good, brought to you by
the Wade team with RAC Realty, Danielle and Billy Wade. Give them a call at 205-966-9600.
Couple of home runs hit by the Patriots. They lead 14-0. We'll be back from Waldrop Stadium after this timeout. You're watching Homewood football on the NFHS Network.
We'd like to thank our Red Level Premier sponsors with Homewood Athletics. They are Waverly Advisors, Town and Country, Dazio, Friedman, and Zelenas, Alabama Oncology, Cotton Construction, and Social Taco. We thank them for their amazing support of Homewood Athletics. If you have any interest in joining this growing list of sponsors, please contact the Homewood Athletics office.
Now, Tamon Felton has not had any commitments yet, whether it's track or football. and he has put his mind into making this a fabulous year for football. He told Coach Berge, he said, this is what I want. I want this to be my year. And so far, so good. And again, unstoppable. He proves you don't need a step. He was yards behind.
Yeah, all DeCoudris had to do was just get a push on the guy, and then he hit it. It was like a rocket going up to the I'm speechless. It was so fast.
You know what? If Taman wants to really impress me, stop at about the 20 and then long jump your way home. I mean, he's the state champs, you know.
He might be able to do it.
All right, this will be an inside run most likely.
Neely handoff inside as the coach called, and stout defense again by the Patriots and Freddie Lawrence's crew doing a nice job. Tell me about Coach Lawrence.
Coach Lawrence has been doing this a long time, 29 years coaching defense, and he does a great job. He's intense. He is intense, but the kids love him, and they play hard for him. You know, he's a linebackers coach, and, you know, you can tell the heart of that defense for Homewood is linebackers. Last week, Major Moore was crazy good, but he only had like 2 tackles, and those linebackers accounted for almost 15 between them.
You could spot Freddie Lawrence during a Homewood practice. He's the guy at the top of his lungs getting his message across. But it's tough love, though, more than anything else. It's tough love, guys.
CB, another hallmark of his defenses is they are always improve as the season goes on. They're better at the end of the season than they are at the start almost every year.
And he'll study. You'll look like I knew what the play was, but I'm watching film and hearing what they're saying, and I can know what's happening. They're going to throw to the inside receivers most of the time, and we're splitting the difference many times here so we can cover that route.
This is a 3rd down and 9.
Here comes Major.
Rollout, pressure, and just flips it away. There was, should we say, dare I say, major pressure coming?
Well, he was the first pressure, and then 2 other guys came in.
Dennis White. You remember last year he had the false jump off sides, and then he almost killed the quarterback one time. Well, there he was all after the quarterback. Loss of down, intentional grounding.
Well, they did get him for the intentional grounding. I was wondering, as he was on the run, was Neely, and there's just been no offense so far for the Blue Devils.
And I've got 67 yards of offense for Mortimer Jordan.
And that's the thing there. Dennis White's in relief, for Randall Jacquez there, and then, that center didn't come out of the game. That guard didn't. The depth we have at defensive line makes everything so much tougher for Mortimer Jordan, and then our linebackers can just roam free and chase.
Look at the field position that Homewood's going to wind up with, because Rickman, the punter, is already in the back of the end zone. I wonder just out loud quickly, does he just run out and take the safety? It might be a little too early for that.
Yeah.
He gets it off. It's not going to go very far.
I've got a major correction on Mortimer Jordan's offense. When I said it, I knew that couldn't be right. I just looked again. It's 9 total yards for Mortimer Jordan. 178 for Homewood.
All right, we got a piece of that punt. That's why they didn't call roughing there, because I saw the official show a tip. I know number 49, Joey Luciano was right there, so I know he was one of them. He was celebrating, so maybe he's the one that got the hand on it.
Great field position for the Patriots, who have a 14-0 lead. Game 1 of Region 5 here at 6A. Down the middle for the pass. Caught and then dropped.
That was going to be another touchdown if you held on to that.
That was Felton.
And I'll give him a pass there. He's been really good for us this year. And last year he had a couple of drops, but he's really worked on catching it. Like you said, this year is going to be his year. You just got to shake those off. We had Walden in the slot, too. We got a lot of weapons to be able to use here. It's a good play call by Coach Bruner.
After a short punt, after a turnover, after something that's a negative for the other team, you do see that home run opportunity real quickly, and I like that. Out to That's David Walden, near side, short gainer.
All right, good block by Landon Pettis there. Getting some action tonight as a receiver. And again, he's a good blocker.
It's a good open field tackle by number 8 over there, Mortimer Jordan, too.
This is a 3rd and 5 again. Same guy on the reception. That's Walden. Gets closer. He'll be short, I believe.
4 down territory.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I'm thinking, too. Why give up the ball? All right, 4th and 2. Anybody got a play?
Let's see our personnel
Look
here.
at your personnel, yes. That's what I see it, too.
Right.
Pair of tight ends, Coach?
Yeah, 2 tight ends bringing Jackson in at receiver. So this is going to be, just looks like a power run to the left.
It's going to be a wildcat as well.
Yes.
And there is your first down and more. Still on his feet. Oh, what a play and a touchdown.
Chappie Chappell was with a touchdown right there. It's a great call. They went wildcat with Chappie. He broke down the left sideline. You could tell we're going to run left. It was just a man on man. We're going to come after you, and it was a touchdown by Homewood.
I am really glad to see Chappie getting in this early in the game. The guy needs to get more touches, to be honest with you. He's a madman.
4th and 2, and we have new film clip for us. Right. Wildcat.
Yep, with Chappie.
There comes the PAT attempt to try to make it 21-0. And that's your score, 21-0. Professor, we've got a sponsor on those PATs.
Yep, that extra point is presented by the Wade team with RAC Realty, Daniel and Billy Wade. Give them a call at 205-966-9600. Those guys are going to get their money's worth on sponsorships tonight, guys.
Smart. We'll take a timeout. 21-0. It's all Patriots here at Waldrop. We'll be back. You're watching Homewood football on the Homewood Athletics YouTube page.
Thank you to all of our white level sponsors for Homewood Athletics, including Bryant Bank, Lakeshore Benefit of Alliance, Paramount, and El Barrio in West Homewood. Piggly Wiggly, Robbins and Morton, The Edge, Twin Construction, and A-Fix.
All right, Professor, 21-0. The Patriots in front. Another touchback.
Without their starting kickoff returner, you can tell, that's their backup quarterback, but he's hesitant to want, that touched at the 5, and he didn't want any part of it and let it bounce into the end zone for the touchback.
While we have just a second or so, Parker Reno, we saw him on the field. Last week we mentioned 21 carries, 146 yards, and he has been nullified so far. I mean, just absolutely nothing for the Blue Devils offensively. They've got to get it going, and he's in the backfield. I mean, you got two guys with some beef there, the quarterback and the running back. They have not been able to get any offense going. Fake, and now going long, and no one is there. That is a wide open incompletion.
That was a little Bon Jovi living on a prayer right there, because he just he just leaned back, But again, our nose tackle, a nose guard, had 2 people blocking him, and then it frees up, and everybody else was in coverage. Our front 3 are just doing an amazing job going after their gaps. 5 guys are taking 3, and then it allows the linebackers to get everywhere else.
Where else in the state of Alabama can you get a New Jersey Bon Jovi reference but right here? Homewood versus Mortimer Jordan. There's a flag, and then you talk about a wing and a prayer. This is
might get a flag there.
The back foot. There was a flag before the throw, guys. You're a little bit more adept than me. Holding?
It'll be holding, likely? Yes.
Boy, Neely just
Jaquez's jersey almost got taken off. Ford Hawkins, you really could have caught on multiple. We're quicker than their guys, and we're getting the edge, and then they're having to chase from behind on any rollout.
Remember, we talked prior to the broadcast, and then Professor was talking about that they're just not as big, this front line, both offensively and defensively. of Mortimer Jordan, and there's just no time for Neely as he has continued to run for their life. I mean, they have very small guys on that offensive line.
And at right guard, they have a substitute, and he probably is about 5'8", maybe 190. Not a real big guy. And when you have like Major and those guys right over him, it's a tough deal for those guys.
This is a 2nd and 30. Reno met as soon as he got the ball. Joey Luciano with the stop. It was almost as Luciano had the play call and was on the other side of the ball.
Yeah, that having all seniors at linebacker is such a benefit this year. Next year, we got a little bit of a problem, but we'll worry about that next year, right, Coach?
Yeah, and they've got a Randall problem up the middle.
To say the least.
Yeah, and that's the thing with this front three. It can be either one or all of them on a given night, and they're doing a great job. And our linebackers, and we know what plays they're running by their formations.
3rd down and 19, but I believe this is a water timeout as we're at Waldrop Stadium, and the Patriots lead the Blue Devils 21-0. We'll be back after this timeout.
We appreciate our Blue Level sponsors for their support of Homewood Athletics, including Estridge and White, Malcolm Lane Law, AmFirst Bank, Milo's, and C-Spire.
21-0, the Patriots lead the Blue Devils. Only the 2nd time ever these two teams have met. They are separated by 28 miles. Mortimer Jordan in a town called Kimberly, north on 65. Guys, two primetime college players recently and locally that attended high school. They were in the same backfield together, Devlin Hodges and Spencer Brown. Hodges went to Sanford. Brown wound up having a great career at UAB.
Let me tell you 2 more alumni of Mortimer Jordan, my mom and dad.
They're up there. 3rd and 19. Pressure coming. Down goes Neely.
All right, the front 4, we walked a linebacker up, came after him with 4. Their offensive line has no answer for our front 3, and then linebackers walking up. So we rushed 4, dropped everybody back in coverage. He had nobody to throw to, and then sack happened.
Going backward all the way to the 5.
Fourth down and a half a mile. Griffin and Goldstein back to receive the punt.
Mortimer Jordan's total offense, -6 now.
Ouch. Will Rickman is the punter. There's a whistle before that play got off.
This is what you're wanting to see. I was concerned that they would try to run at us, run clock, but we have out-physicaled them. They don't. At this point, we're pushing them, and they have no answer. It's been a great job by Coach Lawrence and the staff, and really your front 7 are dominating this game. The secondary really, they're just doing a good job holding on to their coverage, but the front 7 are dominating.
Good kick.
That will be Griffin at the 42-yard line of Mortimer Jordan.
We've got a flag down.
Let's identify the flag before the.
It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Homewood offense from that spot.
I did not see what happened. There were a bunch of Patriots around it, but I do not know what happened. And they're conferring.
Well, the fact that they're still back there at the line of scrimmage has got me worried that it's going to come back. Let's see. Here he goes.
Personal foul
on us, yeah. Oh, offsetting.
Huh.
So no harm, no foul, as they say.
So it will be 1st and 10 then where the ball was caught.
All right, our coach. Yeah, we don't need to get in. we're dominating the game. If they do something to us, we expected a few things. Just keep playing. Play your game. 21-0, 7:57 left in the game, and we just got to keep doing what we're doing. We don't need to get any shout matches or jawing matches with them. All right, they're going to repunt here.
Far side Griffin, near side Goldstein.
Oh, we came out the better on that.
A wobbly kick. And it'll be a net gain for Homewood. That's how good things are going for the Patriots. They
12 yards better there.
Yeah, 12 yards better after dual penalties. Let's take a quick timeout. You're watching the Patriots with a 21-0 lead. Back in a moment. Caleb Carson running the offense tonight. He doesn't have one interception, but he has 2 long touchdown passes. He's going to go right over the middle. It is dropped. Good coverage that time. That was intended for Walden, who works out of the slot. He had one-on-one coverage.
Yeah, excellent coverage by Xavier Burrow. He had the inside step with him, but he couldn't secure the catch. Burrow came there and snatched it out and knocked it out.
Sophomore Burrow, just 5'7", 150.
I like the play call because, again, I keep telling you, the middle of the field is there.
Second down. Carson looks a little too far.
Boy,
intended for one of his tight ends.
He was trying to thread a needle on that one, man.
And that's a scenario. You're up 21-0. The way they were playing this, they had 3 defensive backs. They had the 2 defensive backs and a linebacker. They had 3 over 2. And if Caleb had decided to run, if we had a called a run play to the right, but sometimes that'll be something hopefully they see in the box if they continue to do that, because they're trying to get some more help in the passing game because we've been shredding them in the first half.
3rd down and 10 for the Patriots. At the 32 of Mortimer Jordan. Carson being chased out of the pocket. Flips it up on the run. Caught. That's Goldstein. Goldstein leaps for the pylon and scores.
What a play. I almost called that. When I saw that formation, they ran double post on this side of the field, and they ran a wheel right behind it. Carson got flushed, could not make the throw initially, and there was nobody on Goldstein.
What about the touch there, Coach, the way he lofted that ball instead of zipping it in there?
But that's his basketball player. He has to shoot a lot of three-pointers and point guard in him. He was just able to just use tremendous touch. And that's hard because quarterbacks just want to zing it in there.
Yeah, well, what I was about to say is a lot of times when you get somebody that wide open, you tend to let your momentum, make you throw it too hard, and sometimes it sails right over their heads, right?
Yeah.
So what you're supposed to do when somebody gets that wide open is throw it right to them. And that's exactly what he did. He used touch to throw it right to him, and a perfect pass for the touchdown.
Goldstein did a good job, too, stopping. He slowed his route down to get a big target because there was nobody within 10 yards of him. Both defensive backs took the 2 receivers there, and it just left him wide open. And you're asking our linebacker to cover Reed Goldstein?
Yeah.
CB, is that?
No, I'm not. Because he can't. He is, Professor over here is begging for more time for Chapelo, but I'm asking out loud, where do you play him? When? How? What's
true
wrong?
enough, for at least every 3rd down, I would think. Guys, we failed to mention that extra point was presented to you by the Wade team with RAC Realty. Danielle and Billy Wade. Give them a call at 205-966-9600. Like I said, they're getting their money's worth on those extra points tonight.
And again, the Wade team you're dealing with, that's Cindy Wade, the Star Spangled Girl founder. A lot of family always comes back to Homewood. We appreciate their support.
Absolutely. And into the end zone.
Yet another touchback. The kicking game for Homewood in the first 3 games has been outstanding. So a change of possession as the Blue Devils will take the field. They're down by 28 when we come back from Waldrop Stadium. along with the professor and the coach, Kurt Bloom, saying howdy to you on a Friday night. It's all Patriots. That pass might have been tipped.
All right, that one, they were to the boundary wide, and you notice he skipped it to him. Very rarely will he throw that far pass, but they had quads up top and just were trying to do a simple screen 4-on-3, and we still were able to get there.
2nd and 10, team that trails by 28. Chet, you and I were on the field prior to the game, and you kept telling me that the game plan for the defense was try to force the Blue Devils to put the ball in the air, and that has been to perfection so far. Back to the air, incomplete again.
Yeah, when the quarterback has a good arm, not an elite arm, and when you turn them into a one-dimensional team, and we have the athletes to match up at every receiver position, and especially when their best receiver is injured, that really puts them in peril.
3rd down and 10, and we'll see if Heath Lauderdale just plays it safe with a run play. Regardless of what happens here, once again, Homewood's going to have outstanding position. It's a little rollout by Neely. Now he's being chased by 2 Patriots. Stays on his feet and eludes all those defenders and gets a pass off that is complete and caught, but short of a 1st down.
Rodriguez Lambert, Major Moore were chasing him all over the field, and he had a little slippy slime stuff on him and got away from him and made an excellent throw. That was a heck of a play by Neely.
Connor going for it.
They're going to try to get us to jump here first, and then
Connor Helm on the reception.
Good discipline by our defense. We didn't jump. Now they're going to go to the quick kick.
Coach, you taught me also that you're trained to go down on a knee when that happens, right?
Yes, we're expecting it. So, they're about a half yard off the ball to prevent that from happening.
Good bounce. And the Patriots will take over at the 29. We'll keep things here this time around with 6:18 remaining. Let's look at what we got coming up at halftime. Of course, we have the fabulous band. We also have the professor is going to be interviewing, and who is your subject?
A Homewood legend and the father of 3 other Homewood legends, John Bertishaw. Those of you that know, he played with a group that was affectionately referred to as the Killer Bees. And we're going to talk to him a little bit about his glory days, but more importantly, the glory days of his son that is on the team right now, Tate Bertishaw.
I'll say he's one of the best parents. He's just so supportive of the coaches. He is just Mr. Homewood, does a tremendous job. And his kids, they're just hard-working, blue-collar guys. So I'm looking forward to that interview.
Guys, Mortimer Jordan is now in positive yardage territory. They have 1 yard of offense.
Ow.
Meanwhile, Homewood 246.
You realize Homewood in nearly 10 quarters has allowed 1 score all year.
That's pretty good, CB.
Even I could do the math there. Shutout.
Yeah, and it was a broken coverage play at that.
That's right. You're not going to live that down. Homewood will be raising the state championship trophy, and the professor is going to go, we had that 1 game early. If that guy didn't yada-dee-da. And this one on the ground. You see some pushing afterwards. Coach, you were right. It's a little bit of pride involved. Barden King was plowing out the left side, and there was some pushing afterwards. Again, if you're Mortimer Jordan, you're trying to goad Homewood into a mistake where they can get a player thrown out.
Yeah.
Just try to change the momentum of the game, because right now physically this has been all Patriots with under 6 minutes remaining. Rollout caught, far side, 1st down and more. Near slot back Walden,
And here's a flag right here.
Yeah.
First U.S. Bank 1st down. Flag you guys saw? And what do you think after the?
One of our guys, they were talking to him or had pulled at him a little bit, and then he responded, and he will be coming out of the game.
Yep, that's Felton. No, it's not. It's Cam Foster.
Yeah, and that's again a young guy.
Yeah, and Chet, what I noticed was our number 50 out there was getting on him a little bit. I like to see that kind of leadership on the field.
That's Barden King.
Yeah. because young guys are going to make a mistake. We made that mistake as younger players last year, and we've done a great job not doing that. And that's a young receiver right there. Just let it go.
So you see the officials. They're giving him is it a personal foul where another one he would be expelled or?
That may be what they're talking about.
Yeah. Personal foul.
So I was looking for, because I was checking the number, and it was Walden up the sideline, and then I saw that little extra, and then he was raising his hands like he didn't do anything, and that's usually saying I did something.
Let's see what we get here.
Maybe we'll get offsetting.
The penalty is unsportsmanlike conduct.
All right, so that'll.
That sometimes means somebody dropped a word that they should not have dropped.
Yes. Cam's a good kid. Sometimes you see those young players make mistakes.
I'd rather have a player who has a lot of passion and a lot of energy, and then I can teach him to throttle down, than a guy who has no energy, and you have to try to electrocute him to get him going. And so, you're going to have a.
The thing he does too, he's not afraid to block. That's why he plays. I think he hasn't had many targets this season. I think he has one reception for -1 yard, but he still goes out there, and there's a lot of faith in him to do good things for us in the future. And at this point in his career, he's ahead of any receiver we've had in quite a while. So you just got to keep working.
Well, with Felton moving on next year, Foster's probably your number one target. And he'll be needing a new quarterback next year as well, but save that for 2026. 2025, 2-0 record for the Patriots, 5:35 remaining second quarter as they try to win the first region game. Dropped in and out of the hands of the intended receiver.
All right, Greg Cowan's at left tackle, and we got Barden is playing over at left guard. So he's in that spot. And then Stadinka's at center.
Stadinka and Ketchum have kind of rotated, guys, between center and right tackle, right?
Yeah, and Ketchum used to play linebacker freshman year for me, and he has probably a little bit better lateral movement.
Caleb Carson finds his man. That's a first down.
Nice pitch and catch there. Tamon Felton, and that's Candy. It's a back shoulder fade again. They're worried about him going deep because he's burned them last year, this year, and you just throw it right there at the 10-yard mark, first down. Move the chains. Another first down.
First U.S. Bank first down.
Teamwork there, guys.
Well,
that works good.
I feel bad for the first U.S. Bank guys because there have been home runs hit tonight. So instead of first downs, they're touchdowns.
Yeah, they're not getting the deal that the Wade team is getting.
That is a handoff. Good blocking, and Davis Griffin to the 48 with a flag on the play.
He's running a stretch play there. Did a good job being patient, waiting for the hole, and then I guess a hold happened right there. We'll see who that was on.
I'll be curious, by the way, to see if Foster gets back in or when he gets back in. I'll rely on you guys to help me out when you see number 2.
It's another personal foul.
Chop. Okay. All right, so I will say those are tough because when you're not facing the guy, you've got to make sure you try to shield it. And he went in there and hit the guy, and the illegal crackback, or he was patient running the ball, but that's what happened there.
This has definitely been our ugliest drive so far. Can't get out of our own way.
Well, the nice thing at receiver for Cam, you've got Landon Pettis, and Landon is a junior. Was a really excellent player at the freshman level and had a great JV year last year and is getting some time tonight because he worked so hard.
Far side, too much.
All right, that's 2 or 3 times in a row when we've done the bootleg pass. They're sending their linebacker, so there's nobody to account for him, and he had to throw off his back foot there and sailed the ball.
Intended receiver was DeCudris. senior, along with J.T. Watts. Maybe the best tandem of tight ends in 6A.
I know it's second and really long, but I'm going to attack the middle of the field, looking for one of the receivers on a deep post.
Carson, he's looking that way. It's not there, but he's got room to roll, and now tuck and run past the original line of scrimmage and still going.
Glad he went down there.
And he comes up about 4 yards short of the first down, but now Homewood back to a very manageable third down.
Good job by their front. They got a little bit of pressure. He couldn't get it to Tamon coming across the middle. Then by the time he was ready, 2 safeties were on him. And then, but you can't coach that. He was able to take off. And
yeah, that was just Caleb being Caleb right there. We're going to see a lot more of that as the season progresses. A lot more of that by design.
They're down in 3. Caleb flicks it to the outside, first down. Good route run because the wide receiver made sure that he had the first down before he made his cut.
A first U.S. Bank first down. Guys, that's amazing that we got that first down when it was second and, I don't know, half a mile?
Good route. It looked like it was Cornell Warren up top. And I will say it is hard to spot the numbers when you have these dark numbers with the red. So that was Cornell Warren, it looks like, in the game now.
We got about 3:50 here before halftime.
Well, next year we are designing the uniforms. Man in motion.
Chappie was in motion. He stealed the check down. Caleb's going to be Caleb here. Take off.
And, again, make something out of what looked like to be nothing. He'll be down at about the 37, 38-yard line of MJ.
Yeah, why do you think he went away from Chappie?
I don't know. I would have gone this way. I was taking over. I was getting so excited when he was taking over. I was like, I was ready to call that for you.
I almost lost a rib.
I wished he had gone away from Chappie because Chappie was in a position where he just needed to make one man miss. And
Professor, I got a question. Are you the president of the Chappie Chapel?
I love the kid. I love him. When he came in during trash time last year, I was just so impressed by how hard that kid runs the ball.
All right, Davis Litton at the slot. Cornell Warren up top.
Off the hands of the intended receiver who had first down and many more.
Now, this may be Jordan's best chance to get us off the field. Third and, a long 4.
Cornell Warren again.
You think this is 4-down territory, Coach? Or do you think we try to pin them down there on the 2-yard line?
No, you got a 28-0 lead, Professor. I think this is clearly
4-down territory.
4-down territory.
4-down territory, definitely. I'd look to hand the ball off here.
Yeah.
You got 2 downs to get it.
And actually, they're going to tell us if it's a pass play. And it is
incomplete.
That was in and out of the hands of DeCouteris. Well, you threw it on third. We called and thought that they're going for it on 4th down.
Well, now it's 4th down.
Well, not getting the whole thing.
Now, to be honest,
2 to make 1.
I know they're probably about to go for this, but up 28-0. I think this is a perfect time to let your punter see if he can drop one on the 1 or 2 yard line, but they're not going to do it.
All right, we got our second group of receivers in.
Man in motion. And a flag.
And that's a first down.
He had an automatic first down. And what first down? A first U.S. Bank.
All right, so that's one of those rules. Briarwood used to do this to us. We put a guy in motion, and we aren't in a 3-point stance. We clap and look to the sidelines, and we didn't snap the ball, and they jumped across. So it's kind of a deception, but, if it's in the rules and they're letting you do it, that we've gotten better at doing it ourselves. Good call by Coach Bruner. Easy first down.
2:49 to go before halftime.
All right, DeCoudris is the lone first string receiver in.
Handoff.
That's the madman.
That's Glenn's guy.
Chapelo. His first name is not Chappie, by the way, but I've been told by everybody on campus that is what he goes by.
Yeah, everybody calls him Chappie because most of us couldn't pronounce his last name, so we just say Chappie. Good opportunity for some of our young receivers. And it was nice for them we drew the other team off, and the receivers did not move. they watched the ball and stayed set.
Let's get this call in, guys. Play clock at 3.
Caleb pushes it towards his intended receiver. What a catch.
Landon Pettis, great catch right there by him.
The touch that Carson has is incredible, considering that he didn't get a lot of playing time last year. Touch, I don't think you can teach it. You either have it or you don't. And you mentioned earlier his basketball prowess.
Yeah.
And you could see the athleticism. And Berge thinks that he's the best athlete on the campus. So another first down and 10, under 2 minutes remaining. Handoff. Goldstein makes the cut. Goldstein inside the 15.
That was a pancake by Hayes DeCoudris on the pull. That poor cornerback needs to take his shoulder pads are off almost. He got pounded into the turf. Our tight ends are two of the better blocking tight ends you'll see.
It's Bryson Harris. Clock running with 1:30 remaining. Get one-on-one coverage, far side. Instead of pitch to Goldstein. Goldstein, full head of steam, inside the 10, the 5, spins just short of the goal line. Spectacular run by Goldstein after a catch earlier in this quarter, and now he gets the ball to the 1-yard line, and this one goes right back to Goldstein, and Goldstein lowers his head, but good defensive stop that time by the MJ defense.
Yeah, we tried to hurry so fast. Our linemen really barely got set, and we're not ready to, and the defense just was about 6 or 7 of them just lined up. They weren't really any gaps. They just came through.
Well, you know what I want them to do here, Coach? Get under
zero.
Center.
You want zero right here.
I want them to get under center and then hand it to zero.
Well, you could also
is he getting under center?
You could wildcat it.
No, dadgummit. Yeah, we're wildcat it with Caleb. Push him.
Goldstein in. Nope, that is Chappie. I beg your pardon. It is Chappie. Chapello.
And then again, leading into that play was so fast before that. I really feel for Bryson Harris. They're 5'6", 140-pound cornerback. He got taken down by DeCoudris, and then the next play, J.T. Watts pancaked him. When those tight ends pull and they're hitting those cornerbacks, that's why we're getting those runs outside, because we've got a train of guys going out there. Good job by our offensive line and our tight ends that drive.
This is to make it 35-0. And it is good for Judson Eanes.
Another point after touchdown presented by the Wade team with RAC Realty. Danielle and Billy Wade. Give them a call. 205-966-9600. Guys, that drive started on our 20, so that was our longest drive of the night. And it didn't look like for the first, 6 plays, it wasn't going anywhere. No. And then Caleb got loose, picked up that long first down, and then here we go.
I think with being a seniority-type team, they can overcome things. They would not have overcome that last year. But this year, we have weapons all over the field, and Caleb really doing a nice job of distributing out to the different weapons we have. And then how about Mr. Butler again with another good snap?
Yeah, we don't talk enough about the Butlers.
Yeah.
A long line of long snappers. Our first 5-star recruit we've had since probably 2005 state championship team with Tim Hawthorne.
Yes.
And so long snappers don't get a lot of love when we need to do more of that.
Eanes will kick off. Another one in the end zone for Eanes.
Another Glenn Brasher touchback.
You think I sponsored the touchbacks? Guys, look at this. 326 total yards of offense for Homewood. Mortimer Jordan, 1 yard total offense.
I know there was the fear every time you play somebody, you better fear your opponent. I don't think that this was the expected score and really the physical dominance of Homewood. Yes, we knew the matchups would favor the Patriots, but there's just been nothing going right for the Blue Devils.
And you see there again, they're trying to do something after the whistle, and our guy said no. They're down 35-0. This is where, it'd be nice to get out there, get the first drive of the second half, and then get our starters out of there.
Absolutely.
And we had a lot of our starters on this with the receivers out that last drive. I do want to do a shout-out to the main person, Debbie Chancellor. She was not at school yesterday because her mom, 92 years old, fell. So we're all praying for her and her family, and she makes this place go. And she was out there taking tickets, and I just want to say a shout-out to her tonight.
Nicely done.
The first half will come to an end. Guys, here's your stat of the day. Homewood at the break now through 10 quarters has outscored their opponent 113-7. So it's 35-0 here at the break. We have the professor, Glenn Brasher, will have an interview. We'll hear from the Homewood band, and then Coach and I and Glenn will be back for quarter number 3. We'll take a break. You're watching Homewood football on the Homewood Athletics YouTube page.
Okay, when that number 4 is out, they're going to inside try to mash you. We're mashing.
All right, folks, back here as the Mortimer Jordan band is playing at Waldrop Stadium. I pulled up into the booth with us a Homewood bona fide legend, not only because of his playing career, but because of his 3 sons, one of which is on the team right now, 4 sons, one of which on the team, and a daughter who's a cheerleader, right?
That's right.
Yeah. This is John Bertishaw. Well, John, welcome up here.
Well, thanks for having me, Glenn. We appreciate all you do for us.
Yeah, well, you and your family have done way more for Homewood football than I have. Talk a little bit about your playing days. When you were playing with a group of guys that were affectionately referred to as the Killer Bees.
The Killer Bees. That was Pat Brock playing roverback. Leary Boyd was the other defensive end, and I was the other defensive end. So we got dubbed that by the Over the Mountain Journal.
I should mention that Homewood won a state championship in '74, but then the rest of the '70s we were garbage. And then it was your class that really revived Homewood football.
We came back, made it to the playoffs our senior year, went against Banks. I'm not sure if you remember that game.
I remember it well. It was like we were playing the University of Alabama. They were so much bigger than us.
We walked out on the field, and they were laying in the end zone, resting on their helmets, and they had no concern with us. And we fought hard for about the first half, and then we were ready to get off the field.
Yeah, but that game is important in Homewood history because, like I said, it got us back to the playoffs.
Yep.
And then, we were perennially in the playoffs the rest of the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah, 90s.
So I give you guys a lot of credit for reviving Homewood football at that time period.
It was fun.
Do you have any vivid memories of being out here on this field?
I do. Lots of great memories. Making some plays, missing some plays. Got some bad memories as well. But
I was about to say, is there any that haunt you?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, gosh, the running back for Vestavia, that was so good. Went to Auburn. Vincent.
Oh, gosh, I remember his name, too.
Yeah.
I know you're talking about.
I hit him as hard as I could hit him, and he bounced off and, ran off another 30, 40 yards before somebody finally tracked him down. That's when I realized I'm really not that good.
Oh, please. That didn't happen to the Killer Bees very often. Folks, you've heard me say this, and John has heard me say it many, many times. I always feel better when there's a Bertishaw in the secondary. So talk to us about your sons.
I don't know where they got it from. I mean, again, I was a defensive end with limited responsibilities. Obviously, run support, a little bit of pass support, but nothing ever in coverage that I ever dropped back. And then my oldest, Jake, wore number 17, came in at free safety. And then Kai and Clay all wore 17, played safety, and Tate.
Clay is at Sanford right now, isn't he?
That's right.
Yeah.
Jake played there, and Clay's there now. But it's
and all of them headhunters. All of them would have put you on your butt.
They like to hit for sure.
And that came from you. Come on.
That part might have. That was the only thing that I was really pretty good at was hitting.
Yeah, there's nothing like a tough, aggressive free safety that doesn't bite on fakes.
That's the key. That's the key.
Coming up and really knocking the crap out of somebody. And the Bertishaw family has done that well historically.
Well, it must be their mother where they get the little bit of speed that they've got and their quickness.
So talk about Tate a little bit. You remember after the Saraland game a couple years ago, when we were so depressed to come out the field, and little Tate came up, and I pointed to him and I said, in a couple years, I want you to avenge this game. You remember me saying that?
Yeah.
And now here he is on the field. Maybe one day he's going to get to avenge that game.
I hope so. I hope it's this year.
I hear you. Let's go.
I mean, this is a good team, a really good team.
Yeah, I agree.
Balanced on in every aspect, and then whenever they roll in the second team, they seem there's not any drop that I can see.
Yeah, and we're about to find that out here in the second half for sure.
35-0 now.
Yeah. So let me publicly apologize in game one for calling Tate out for I said he bit on the fake and got burned. Turns out it was somebody else that we won't name bit on the wrong route.
That's right.
So either way, it was busted coverage. But I called Tate out, and John called me. Well, he texted me the next day. He said, "Hey, Glenn."
I just thought that you'd be as interested as I was. Because,
that's what Coach said. Yeah, right.
Because I thought the same thing that you did, and my son Jake, my oldest, had played out here. I'd lean on him to know, what's right or wrong. And he said, yeah. He said, I didn't see the offensive alignment, He said, but that was right over Tate. It was Tate's fault. So everybody in the stadium
Yeah,
thought it
yeah.
was Tate.
I mean, it looked like he bit on it. The irony is that we were talking about that we didn't know why John Carroll wasn't testing Tate out a little bit more.
I don't know.
And they didn't the whole game except for that one play, and they got the touchdown on it. But it looked like what we said, that he bit on the fake and got burned. Yeah. But it turned out Coach Lawrence straightened us out and said, no, somebody else took the wrong route, right?
Yeah.
Took the wrong coverage.
And I just texted you just because I thought that you'd find it interesting.
Yeah,
Not
to say, hey, Glenn, fix
set
it.
the record.
Yeah,
right.
well, I felt like I had to set the record straight because, like I said, I always feel better with a Bertashaw in the backfield.
Well,
and I'm glad he's back there playing and looking good. You have to be proud.
I am very proud of him. I'm proud of all of them, but Tate seems like he's learned. He's the fifth of 5 children, the fourth boy, and he's taken what's been good about everybody and applied it to himself. He's humble.
Well, you
what he does.
after spring practice when I did my spring show with Coach, he was talking about who was probably going to start at safety, and he didn't say Tate. He said, Tate's probably going to be our number 2. And Coach and I had lunch during the summer at Sam's Super Sandwiches, and he said, I got to tell you, Glenn, Tate Bertashaw is making it hard for us to keep him off the field. And here are the first game of the season. He was out there starting and has been starting ever since.
Well,
I said, doesn't surprise me at all, Coach. He's a Bertashaw.
It surprised me because, Ollie and Brian are both, exceptional athletes that are out there as well. Obviously, John Griffin has been dominant for.
Oh, yeah, he's the leader in a lot of ways.
He's been playing for, I guess he's been starting for 3 years.
Yeah.
This third year, and played as a freshman.
And then what happened to him last year when he went down in that emotional moment, he's kind of the emotional leader of the defense too in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But Tate's out there with him.
He's hanging. He's hanging. I hope we can keep it going all year long. I just feel really good about this whole team.
Yeah, I do too. And the exciting thing is that if we go 15-0, Coach is going to get his 100th win in 7 more games.
Yeah.
But to get his 100th at Homewood, we'd have to go 15-0 this year. So imagine that. We win a state championship, and it's Coach Bergeson's 100th win at Homewood. How amazing would that be?
What a season that would be.
Let's dream big, right?
Yeah. Keep it coming. We'll take.
Well, John, you have done a lot for the Homewood community. You're always involved in the athletic association. A treasure to this community for sure. 4 sons playing, daughter cheerleader.
Yep.
Sister was a Star Spangled Girl.
Both of them.
Both of them Star Spangled Girls. What else?
That's it. my dad was a statistician when I was playing.
There you go. I knew there had to be another one in there somewhere.
That's it.
Anyway, John, thanks for coming up.
Glenn, thank you for all you do. I'm telling you, it's something that we look forward to every week. Before the game, after the game, Saturday mornings.
Well, I appreciate it. It's a labor of love. As you know, I fell in love with Homewood football when I was in 6th grade, 5th grade, somewhere in there, and I've been here at Waldrop Stadium ever since.
It's a great place to be.
Yeah, I hear you. Thanks, John. Let's get ready to watch the Homewood Patriot Marching Band take the field.
Here we go. Thanks, Glenn.
Yep.
Or did you take it all?
Ladies and gentlemen, let me bring to you now the best band in the state of Alabama, the Homewood Patriot Marching Band. Halftime shows do not get any better than what you're about to see. So sit back, enjoy the Homewood Patriot Marching Band.
So the series titled Joyful Nation with hits from American artists Carrie Underwood, Marilyn Monroe, Ella Fitzgerald, Greenfield Railroad, Christina Aguilera, and Leonard Skinner.
The Homewood Patriot Marching Band.
Patriot Guard and Star Spangled Girls with Harlem Nocturne and Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend. The Patriot Guard. And now the Star Spangled Girls. We'll feature the drum line in 3 here. This group of students will represent Alabama in the 135th Tournament of Roses Parade.
What a show, what a show, what a show. Folks, that's the best band by far the state of Alabama. Always has been, always will. Patriot fans, stay up to date on all things Homewood Athletics with our brand new mobile app available in the App Store and Google Play. Get updated scores, rosters, schedules, and live updates from all Homewood sports. Download the Homewood Athletics mobile app today. Homewood fans, it's time to be a great teammate. Head to the Homewood Athletics mobile app and click on the Be a Great Teammate link under the Fan Zone to make a donation to support Homewood Athletics. Great teams have great teammates, so show that you're a great teammate today. Listen, guys, every time our athletes put on that jersey, they represent our city, and they deserve the best chance to succeed. The Homewood Athletic Foundation makes it happen, investing $260,000 in tools, training, and opportunities beyond the school budget. Join the Homewood Athletic Club today, where your membership directly fuels our athletes' success. Join today at homewoodaf.org. Folks, if you're dealing with a sprain, strain, ache, or pain, ATI Physical Therapy is here to help you stay on your game. As the official sports medicine provider for Homewood High School and Middle School, ATI Physical Therapy wants to help you to live, work, and play at your best. Now, this is a little difficult, so let me read this out for you, folks. Visit atipt.com/sports/MED to learn how physical therapy can help you or to schedule an appointment today. Patriot fans, when you're visiting Waldrop Stadium and you need to get out here, don't forget to visit the PTO Spirit Store located near the home entrance to the entrance gates for all your Homewood gear. You guys ready to come back in? All right, here comes the coach and the star of the show, CB.
You owe somebody in California a shout-out. I remember that.
Yes.
We
not just California, Arizona. So we've got folks out west listening to us humble folks here in Homewood. Diane Moss, who's out in Arizona. Gary Moss, who's in Northern California. Casey Moss and family, who are in San Diego. Imagine that, guys. People watching Homewood football way out there, right?
On the beach. And, you know, the good thing about being out in Cali right now, it's just after dinner.
Now, San Diego in Southern California is a wonderful place, but I got to tell you, Waldrop Stadium in September, I wouldn't want to be any other place.
Yeah, especially when the score is 35-0 at half.
Well
and
said,
I'm going to tell
Coach.
you, the thing that really makes me proud about this group of Patriots, John Carroll, Senior Layton Ball Club, 51-7. You know, we're taking teams that have 11 returning starters tonight, and we're manhandling them and winning the point of attack. You know, credit to the coach and staff for getting these guys ready in the summer. The physicality we're showing is so much more than it was last year.
Yeah, and we all acknowledged, everybody acknowledged this is probably the best offense that we have faced so far this season. Obviously, we're going to face better ones. But we all said coming in, hey, this is the best offense we have faced so far. And, folks, I've said right before halftime that they had 1 yard. Well, they actually went backwards on their last play of the half, so they've actually got 0 total yards. Homewood, 326 total yards. Mortimer Jordan, 0 total yards. I mean, domination doesn't get spelled any more, in bold than that.
All right, Glenn, we already have our first penalty of the half.
Are you kidding me? Bandy get off the field at time.
I believe that could be it.
That's such a petty penalty. I can't stand that.
Yeah, I can't either. Our guys are ready to go right now, and the band got off, but they just threw a flag, so they'll march us back 5. So this one may not. We'll see. Eanes is going to be pushed.
Yeah, he can bail us out by getting it into the end zone. That's such a petty thing because the band tries their darndest, as anybody's ever seen. If the clock is running out on them, they get off the field super fast. So it's just a petty penalty.
Yeah, they're backing about 5 yards.
I'm not even going to count that one as a penalty against us. I'm going to say we've got 4 penalties. I'm sticking to it.
And it keeps me from the Glenn Brasher touchback. We'll see. Eanes will have to really thud this one to get it there.
He's going to get it. He's going to do it. Come on.
He's done a great job tonight kicking. Extra points have looked good. Kickoffs.
Ains now from the 35. A whistle before the kick.
Another flag.
It's going to be offsides, I believe, yes.
Now, I will count that one. You can't be offsides on a kickoff, for goodness sake.
Now, my positive out of this is later in the year when weather becomes a factor, it is harder to get it in the end zone depending on the conditions and your plant foot. So at least our group will have to cover a kick because they've got, sometimes you don't cover it and then you have to cover one, you're not as good at it. So we'll go positive here, but yes, I agree. You cannot be offsides on a kickoff.
That was one of the things that we did exceptionally well last year was even though we weren't getting kicks into the end zone, we were covering kicks really well last year. And they just haven't had, like you said, hadn't had much chance to do it this year.
Senior Justin Eanes. Chance for the Blue Devils.
That's how you cover it, Chad.
That's a great job right there. Took it from the 10 to where did it get to? About the
25?
25, yeah, right. Good coverage.
I think it might be short of the 25.
Quincy McGee, who we talked about our last broadcast, a young man doing some good things. He's going to be a big part of Homewood football in the future.
It's at 26. This is the best field position they've had all night, guys.
With negative, or actually, about a -1 coming into that play right there. Just a quarterback sneak.
No, I take that back. They have, after that interception, they had one that started on their own 49-yard line. But other than that, this is their best start to a possession.
All right, starting defense is out. All right, they're bringing the receivers way out to the boundary, so probably going to be a run or some kind of pass to the short side.
Neely, short side, caught, and then tackled. What a great tackle that was.
That's an open field tackle if I ever saw one right there.
Yeah, that's textbook. John Griffin.
And, of course, it's Griffin, the leader of the defense.
Yeah, he's an aggressive, loves to tackle. He really hadn't had as many tackles this season, but he's been in coverage more, so he loves to get down there and hit somebody.
They've gained 3 yards on this possession in 2 plays. So this is a 3rd and 7.
Typically they like to throw to the inside receiver here.
Man, that's going to be incomplete. Good coverage. And it'll be another punt situation for the Blue Devils. Professor, they had, -1 at the half?
Yeah, the good news for Mortimer
3.
Jordan is they now have 4 yards of total offense.
That was off one run. If I were them, especially short in the game, because you want to get out of this without an injury, I don't see what's wrong with handing the ball off. 40's been a non-factor tonight.
Especially when you know that Bergeson's about to call in the dogs.
40 is Parker Reno. I think I've called his name once. After a big game last week, Homewood almost gets to the kick again. Goldstein with a stiff arm. And he gets over the 40. He is, I'm using this word a lot, but he is shifty. Reminds me of a joystick. That could be his nickname now. We'll talk about it during the break. With 10 minutes and 32 seconds to go. Third quarter just underway. All Homewood so far as the Patriots have a 35-0 lead. We'll be back in just a moment. All right, Coach tells me that Jack Myers is now in at quarterback. So just a half a work for the starter. Look at that yardage on first down. And see, that's what Mortimer Jordan has not been able to do. Just gash your way. Use your physicality.
Yeah, good job by the line. Got real good push up front. Jack Myers is in. We are with the first unit. The only difference is Tristan Bell is in on the offensive line.
It's a good chance for Jack to work with the first teamers.
Well, he's going to be there next year. So
And he's only one play away from being there this year.
Yeah,
right?
well, and again, that's how Caleb Carson got his time last year, behind Jack's brother.
Yeah, and the year before.
Myers rolls out, caught, first down, and a first U.S. Bank first down.
Attaboy.
There's a lot of pressure on that call there. That's more pressure than doing the game itself. It's a little reads. Hey, I don't know if we know Jay Bagwell. Do we know Jay Bagwell? He has asked on social media, he said, will the commentators of this game please identify themselves? And let's do one more play, and then we'll introduce you to our crew.
It's a nice route last time by Landon Pettis.
Quick hitter, caught. Near side, heading for the 40, and inside the 40, a first down. And that is Davis Litton, the backup slot guy.
Yeah, I mentioned him last week because, his family, both his grandfather was a coach at Homewood, and then his dad went to Homewood as a coach at Spain Park now.
Yeah, that's another one that has a long line of associations with Homewood Athletics.
All right, Cam Foster's here. We got still DeCoudris is in at tight end. Tristan Bell's in at right guard.
Second down at 2. Myers a little high on the throw. It's a timing play, and he was trying to go to Litton. So with that, my name is Kurt Bloom.
I'm Glenn Brasher.
And?
Chet Walker.
There you go. We just identified ourselves. Chet Walker, known as the coach, is the freshman coach here at Homewood. And Glenn and Chet both attended Homewood High. Called the professor that for many reasons. He's a teacher down at Alabama.
Roll Tide.
Litton's in motion.
Fake handoff. Myers, a roll, and then finds his man for a first down. He learned that little pass from the starter, watching Carson get the job done. That was caught by Hayes DeCouderis.
Yeah, good job. He took what was there. Was running out of room. It's like, I don't want it. Here you go. And DeCouderis got a few yards on it and a first down. Another first down.
First U.S. Bank.
Have either of you guys seen Tyler Watts here tonight?
Yeah, he's here.
He is. I figured.
And I was also I'm glad you brought him up because I've noticed that his son is down there on the training table.
So that's okay. So the Couderis family with a big lead over the Watts family so far. Remember, the two dads are in competition as their sons are tight ends.
It doesn't look like there's anything serious, but they've been down there. The physical therapy guys have been down there talking to him for the last 5 minutes.
What a pitch and catch that was. First down play. Caught over the middle.
Excellent catch by Litton.
Coach, you actually throw that ball to space, don't you? I mean, you're not so much looking for the arm, knowing exactly the guy's got to run a good route, and you throw it into the air.
Yeah,
right?
A lot of practice because you got to remember
Right.
he's probably thrown a lot of routes to Davis over the years, whether it was freshman ball, 7-on-7, and you anticipate where that receiver is going to be, and that takes a lot of practice. And you have to trust your receiver to be where you're going to throw it.
That's what made Aaron Rodgers a Hall of Famer, is so many times just throwing to the route. So Myers trying to lead the Patriots to a touchdown drive. Good running off the right side of the offense. And that's Chapello. He's already scored once.
Twice.
That's right. Do I hear 3? I believe, I got to look this up, I believe his real first name is Jackson.
Really good push by the interior of the line there. I'm going to watch Tristan here and Stadinka up the middle. I would run it again right at him.
Fake to Chapello. Incomplete in the end zone.
Nice work by the little DB back there.
I'm going to give Bryson Harris a shout-out here because he got pancaked twice by our tight ends in the first half, and he's still playing. He's competing. Had Cam Foster there. We ran the inside slant on him, and he knocked it down, stayed right there with it.
And it's good to see Foster back in. He had a personal foul penalty in the first half. Sat down for a good portion of it.
All right, we're in a tight formation here. Calls it ace tight. A lot of times he likes to run a corner or something.
Myers finds his man.
Yes.
Touchdown. Good patience by the quarterback, Myers.
And there we go. Davis Litton, number 12, with the touchdown.
Excellent. And the Litton family is proud.
Coming out of a pile, you said things were bunched up on that left side. You know, who's doing their job tonight? The big uglies up front.
That's right. You know, and they were looking at that. You know, they know we condense. Corner routes could be there. He was looking like he was going to go corner, stuck his foot in, and he was right there at the goal line. Nice play call by Coach Bruner.
That's not Eanes, by the way. We have a different, or was it Eanes? PA guy said Eanes, but
Carlson.
that's somebody else.
Number 47.
There it is, Gabriel Carlson with the
punter.
with
the
I'm setting you up.
The extra point
There you
presented
go.
by the Wade team with ARC Realty. Daniel and Billy Wade. Give them a call at 205-966-9600.
Let's keep it here.
I'm going to be reading that number in my sleep tonight, all the extra points we've had tonight.
You doing your show again when you get back to T-Town?
I will be doing that.
That's amazing. He did that 2 weeks ago.
It keeps me up late.
What time did you start? You started maybe about midnight, right?
Yeah, I get about midnight, get it recorded in about 30 minutes, and then it takes me about an hour to edit. So
yeah.
I usually get it up at around 2:30 sometimes.
Chet, you want to help out the professor? You and I want to go down to Tuscaloosa just
No, I'm going to the game
Help him
tomorrow
out.
night myself.
Oh, you got tickets?
I have tickets. We have season tickets. But Ty Ford's family, we actually have season tickets with them.
I'll be there as well with my season tickets.
Well, I won't. I'll be watching on TV. Here comes Mortimer Jordan with a good return. The 50 inside and right out of bounds of the 40. Be careful of a possible personal foul at the end of that.
That was close.
Brian Long was fortunate there. He didn't get one. He didn't throw him down, though, so thankfully we didn't get the penalty there. And that goes back, we didn't kick it in the end zone, and we haven't covered a whole lot this year. And, sometimes being able to work on this, get it on film, and see who was out of the lane, this will be something, because I'm telling you, the elements make a big difference. Kicking in November is a lot different than kicking right now.
That was Xavier Burrow on the return, a sophomore. Heat timeout, so we'll take one as well. Waldrop Stadium, the place to be on a Friday night from Homewood, Alabama. 6 minutes, 17 seconds remaining. And it's been all Patriots. They lead 42-0 when we come back.
Our broadcast tonight is presented by Social Taco. Make sure to stop in this weekend and grab a bite at the newest SoHo restaurant, Social Taco, and also visit SoHo Social and SoHo Standard right there in the heart of downtown Homewood.
You know I'm a big fan of SoHo Social. I've made it my go-to place. That's my meeting place when I meet friends and members of the media, coaches, whatever. Some hard running will get some pretty good yards. As I said, they have that chicken sandwich there that's actually chicken strips. And then one of the few places left in Alabama that has sweet potato waffle fries. Yes. If you're listening, send us a boat.
A boat.
A boat of those fries.
Up front, we've got White at nose, Major Moore here at right end, and then our left end.
Blaze Neely still in. The quarterback wants to go long this time, and it's just too long for his.
We got a fight at midfield with Major Moore.
Here's the flag.
That's going to be rough in the passer and probably some
Ford Hawkins is coming to get him out so they can cool him off. His shoulder pad is almost off, so he was being held, and he took exception to that and then carried on the play.
Let's hope it's offsetting.
Yeah.
But I think we got a rough in the passer and a personal foul.
Chet, is that Coach Poe with Moore? Tell me.
Yeah, he's trying to calm.
And tell me what he would be saying here.
Really just for Majors, just to calm down. You're playing hard, having a great game, settle down, and just play football. You know, kids sometimes get emotional, and it's hard because he's
the roughing the passer.
Yeah, you know, Major is an intense, hard playing player. I'm talking about. There's nobody out there with a motor like that, and sometimes it is hard when they do something, and then just to slow it down and do that. Rodriguez Lambert was the end I couldn't identify. So we got Lambert, White, and now Hawkins. Darren Stitt's in over here at outside linebacker. He was the one. Finally, their running back, Reno, carried him for about 4 or 5 yards, and that's the first really positive run we've seen in a long time out of Reno.
We did get offsetting penalties there.
All right, good. That's why Poe wasn't upset. He was just trying to calm Major down.
Look at this formation, Coach.
All right, they skipped it out there last time when they were in this formation. They've done this once tonight.
4 to the
And they
right,
go the other way.
deflected at the line of scrimmage.
Most of the film study, when they would send people to the wide side of the field, he loves to throw to the short side because of the arm strength. He's a good quarterback, but it's not an elite arm to be able to get it out there past the numbers.
It was Darren Stitt who got his paw on that.
Good play by him. And Quincy McGee was over here playing corner. We still have French in the game up top.
You know, one of the things I noticed about him, watching him on film, is he gets a lot of air under the ball.
They're down in 4, being chased and thrown in the direction of an intended receiver.
So, yeah, he gets a lot of air under the ball, so I was hoping we'd get a bunch of interceptions tonight. But he hasn't had a chance to really set up and chunk it tonight.
Yeah, Rodriguez Lambert was saying, I'm not going to let you throw that ball. He was chasing him, and he had nowhere to go, and he just kept rolling out of bounds and threw it away.
Levi Madrid, the intended receiver.
All right,
Boy, that's a cool name, too, man. These guys have got cool names.
All right, they're going to throw to this side of the field most likely with some kind of curl, and it's 2-on-1. We're not in the right coverage. Lawrence has got him over there now. He's going to sit down at the marker.
Too much.
And he's hurt. We hit him hard and hurt him. He's down.
Look, that was Ford Hawkins with the hit?
Yep.
No penalty, no flag, no laundry, so.
Oh, it was clean. It wasn't late. It was clean, but they tagged him.
5:03 remaining third quarter. Change of possession.
Well, the pressure was there. He had the receiver open for the first down, but he had no time to get it there. They like to run a little twist, sit down at the yardage, and just get it, whatever it's 5 yards, 8 yards.
So they got their best field position of the night. They were on our 40. They gained 6 yards.
And 5 on first down, 5 or 6 on first down.
Yep. This is just total domination.
Goldstein on the ground.
That honestly I didn't expect. I figured we were going to win. I figured we were going to give their offense some trouble, but not like this. Again, what are they at total yards? Let me look. 10 in the third quarter. I would have never have thought that.
We got Cornell Warren at receiver on this end. Beckham Newell in the slot up top.
Man in motion. Hand off instead. There's some running room. The joystick. Pushed out of bounds after a log gainer. Reed Goldstein.
First U.S. Bank first down.
Well, all these guys that play video games, they remember that joystick, and that's the running by Goldstein.
And how about the second offensive line right there? I love it. They're getting out there, and they're playing just as hard as the starters. Coach Bergeson's son's leading at center.
Love it. Love it.
And a name to remember in offensive line, Coach Bostic over at Sanford. Walker Bostic playing left tackle. I'm telling you, that guy's going to be a good one for us.
Goldstein inside the 30.
Yeah, Coach Bostic's been with Coach Hatcher for a long time and really gone everywhere he's been, and we're fortunate they live in Homewood, and he's playing for us. Plays so hard.
Yeah, and Hatcher's son played quarterback for us about 10, 15 years
Ty
ago.
Hatcher did, yep.
Yeah, he around 2017, 2016.
I called his collegiate games across the street.
Mm-hmm.
It's Myers. He's been in since the beginning of the third quarter. Here is Goldstein trying to scamper towards a first down, and he's pushed out of bounds right around the red zone 20.
And that's another First U.S. Bank first down.
And Yael Hernandez pulling right there, getting out there, and all probably 5'8" of him, and bowling ball trying to lead the way for Goldstein. Love getting these young linemen in here. They came up for practice trying to give my freshmen a look and simulate, because we have low numbers with my freshmen this year, so the JV lines come up and tried last few weeks to help us out.
Chapello, by the way, is in, and Chapello gets it on the deflection. That was not supposed to happen, but good eye and hand coordination by Chappie. And he's kind of roughed out of bounds as well. Wasn't too happy about that.
He didn't go down, though. He didn't go down.
Yeah, good job by Chappie. That was the tip drill from Myers to Chappie, and that was, like you said, not intended. That's a
question. When was that? Which quarter was that John Carroll touchdown? Do you guys remember? Second quarter?
Second, I think.
Second?
Yeah.
So from the second quarter of the John Carroll game, this defense has not allowed a point.
Yeah, John Carroll ran a inside receiver. Bertishaw came down, and it was actually John Griffin was the one that was aggressive.
We talked about it at halftime.
Chapello.
Because it really wasn't his fault.
I mean, there's still 12 plus about a minute and a half, 13 and a half minutes to go, but we're going to have to get the professor to do some research. I mean, 3 games, possibly only 7 points, and yes, there's another quarter to go, but
I'll have it on my show tonight. There's a teaser for my show tonight.
And again, I like doing the easy math. 3 games, 7 points, and I'm ahead of myself. But you're looking at giving up 2+ points a game. And this one has been a destruction. Little pitch to Chapello inside the 10. Chappie to about the 8. I think Goldstein does from the 20 inside, and now Chapello finishes it off, which means they're really 1B and 1BA or something like that. Because Davis Griffin is 1A, but Goldstein and Chapello just about the same. And
it's another First U.S. Bank first down.
And it's great when now Landon Pettis is playing tight end, so we got the starters out. He's bumped in from receiver to tight end, and he's leading the way.
And Goldstein is back in, much to the chagrin of the professor, Glenn Brasher.
I like the joystick.
Here it is, the handoff to the joystick. Watch as he goes to the edge. And you saw that move. He wanted to come back inside, but he was ridden out of bounds.
That's a great run there, because that one Myers should have pulled it. He would have walked in the end zone. I know they'll see that on film. And sometimes, he wants to throw the ball, and there he could have pulled it and just walked in.
Last play, by the way, of the third quarter. So the Pats with a 42-0 lead over Mortimer Jordan here from Waldrop. We'll be back. You're watching Homewood football on the NFHS Network.
Folks, the broadcast team is outfitted by 18 South, a premium lifestyle boutique for men and women located right there in West Homewood. No matter the occasion, we've got a look for you. Dress like a champion by shopping at 18 South today. 18 South, a proud sponsor of Homewood Athletics.
After 3 quarters of play, Homewood dressed in the red and white if you're watching us on the YouTube page, with a 42-0 lead as we go to the final 12 minutes.
And I want to give a shout-out to Glenn's work with the coach. If y'all hadn't seen the coaches show, I was dying laughing with some of the stuff they do. They have fun. They get to the point, and you kind of hear what's going to happen on a Friday night. So if you get a chance, it does a good job. And we're starting to do a lot of promotions here. CB has some promotions going on. He interviewed Coach yesterday, and then I'm going to start interviewing some of the players. And we're trying to do a lot more here and keep bringing more to promote our kids and our program here at Homewood High School.
Yeah, and CB almost brought Coach to tears.
Thank you.
Got him talking about that 100th win, and Coach got chucked up. So I joked with him when I saw him here tonight. I joked with him. I said, I get you laughing, CB gets you crying.
Yeah. Yeah, he has the best of both worlds. Handoff to about the 5.
That's that play we ran earlier. This with the second unit here, but it looks like it's going to be a jet sweep, and then we run the ball to the right side where we're showing the fake to the left. It keeps the linebackers holding. That was a pretty good job by Mortimer Jordan there.
But, you know, that really was a touching moment. Speaking of that interview, that he got so choked up talking about his assistant coaches, Bruner and
I did not
sure.
see that coming, by the way, guys.
I'm sure.
Did not.
I didn't see it either. I've been talking and interviewing the man for several years there, and I've never seen him break up like that.
In for 6. Homewood extends the lead. Patriots.
You can't say we're running up the score. I mean, just basically running the ball. I mean, there's not much we can do to keep the score down. It's just like the John Carroll game.
Rarely do I believe that a team runs up a score. Not impossible, not never, but rarely. And I'll tell you why, guys.
Steve Spurrier would unapologetically say that I run up the score.
Right. There are exceptions, but if I'm a backup, a second string, third string, look, I'm playing like this is the last game of my life as a PAT is good, and it's sponsored by
the Wade team with RARC Realty. Danielle and Billy Wade. Give them a call at 205-966-9600.
11:09 remaining in this one. 49-0. Homewood out in front.
Our broadcast tonight is presented by Social Taco. Make sure to stop in this weekend and grab a bite at the newest SoHo restaurant, Social Taco. And also visit SoHo Social and SoHo Standard right there in the heart of downtown Homewood. CB is a big fan of SoHo Social, as he has let us know.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. And that was the old, there was an Italian spot there for a little while. Right on the corner there in
Oh, don't get me
downtown?
thinking about Italian places in Homewood because you'll make me
New
more
York
Da Vinci's.
pizza? Oh, Da Vinci's.
Yeah.
Lavoie's. You remember Lavoie's? You
I
guys
remember
been-
Lavoie's, yeah.
Lavoie's moved from Green Springs over to where currently SoHo Social, and then after a couple of years they shut that down. Mortimer Jordan will get the ball above the 25 at around the 26. Now, guys, the schedule is going to get a little bit tougher from here on in. Woodlawn on the road next week will be a very good test for the Patriots. Back here on the 19th of September against J.O. In fact, it's back-to-back home games as the arch-rival Mountain Brook Spartans come in here on the 26th of September.
That is when it gets serious. Next couple of weeks are really about ourselves, improving ourselves,
Staying healthy.
play into a standard.
You would think that MJ will just be satisfied, if that's the word, Chris Brown on the carry. Just kill this clock. Get to the end. Hopefully for them, they can get on the bus unscathed.
Yeah, good to see Luke Sorosky, and he's been injured a little bit, and he came in there like a missile and hit running back and made a good tackle right there. Number 44.
So backups are sprinkled on both sides.
Got Manning Yost at right defensive end.
Chet, who's down on the table down there now? Training table. That's 50. Barton King.
Yeah, Barton King. So he wasn't in on that drive, so maybe he's just having a little bit. It looks like he's a little foot issue.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he's in pain or anything. Should have said J.T. Watts is no longer on the table. That's good. I didn't see when he came out.
All right, looks like Landon Wilkins is at left defensive end. Darren Stitt with a lot of experience as a backup is in up top. We got Trips to the left, single receiver, and he'll probably look to go either to an inside receiver or the single receiver here. All right, we got it.
Brown, short of the 30. You know, let me get back to that point I was making. And I always say, someone asked me, were you ever an athlete? Well, just take a look at me, and the answer is no. But I didn't play. I sat on both a soccer and baseball team at tiny little North Salem High, a suburb of New York City. And I tell you what, when the coach did call my name, and when I was in either getting an at-bat in baseball or playing soccer, it was my Super Bowl. It was my moment to do everything and anything to try to push for more playing time and more minutes, whatever, regardless. So that's why I've always struggled with, when does somebody run it up and pour it on? As Homewood will go to work about the 33-yard line.
Now, I agree with you. I agree with you, CB. But I will say this: there is something about the play calling, though. When you got the backups in there and you're just running off tackle, that's one thing. But if you're in there still slinging the ball and running, reverses and that's another thing.
I remember we were down to Pinson Valley, and Coach Berg would have never done it when Coach Nix was at Pinson Valley. They called timeout so Coach Nix's son could throw a touchdown before the end of the game, and they were up by 35 points. So
Now, having said that, there are times when, you've got a backup quarterback who does need to be running those plays.
Agreed.
Right?
See,
So it's a fine line.
with Timothy Rochelle in at quarterback, I have no problem with pop, shoot, like little slants and little outs, get him some throwing, and because he's going to have to play for us down the road.
Sophomore Rochelle.
Ran choice on the left and ran pop up top.
And Rochelle, after the drop back, maybe got back to the original line of scrimmage. So for the second time in 3 weeks, Keith Bruner allowed to use 3 quarterbacks, or has the luxury because of the score.
Right.
And you got Caleb Jackson in at receiver here at the X receiver on the left. Again, he's got really good hands and great size here. They ran a choice route, which is a 5-yard out and a go route. Here we've got lace formation, so you have the tight end on the left and then twins up top.
And Jackson is on the near side, like you said.
Yeah, he's a
big guy.
Big guy.
Good target for Rochelle. High snap, and Rochelle goes opposite way. That's caught, spinning, and getting a first down on the reception.
A First U.S. Bank first down.
Next year, white numbers. That looks like Davis Litton. I believe that's Litton on the reception. Short, harmless passes, and 8 minutes to go. And again, the catch by Litton, he's fighting for every minute he can get, every reception he can get.
Yep.
But they didn't go for a bomb or any trick play. So, Professor, I understand what you're saying. If you're doing it, do it with class.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we can hold the ball here the rest of the game.
Look at this run.
But he goes
First
out of bounds.
down and plenty.
All right, Micah Jones there, number 26. Great run by him. Good job by the right side of the line. I got Caleb Jackson here on the left. I also have Judah Pettis is in. He's a sophomore, number 14. And at slot receiver. Up top, Beckham Newell. And again, his brother was a 1,000-yard receiver for us, so we expect big things from Beckham in the future. And then Bennett Smith.
Got to stay in bounds when we're trying to kill the clock, though.
First, by the way, another first U.S.
First U.S. Bank.
Bennett Smith's at tight end.
Handoff. About 2, maybe 3 on that exchange. Talk about that interview I did with Coach Bergeson. I didn't realize that he had, during his career at Louisiana Tech as a player, they went to the Independence Bowl and won the Independence Bowl.
Right.
And he got up to Birmingham, he said, on a whim. He had a brother up here, and he came up, liked the area.
You know, while you're talking about that, we need to give a shout-out to his parents who come to every game, but his father, Bob Bergeson's having a little trouble with his hip. So they weren't able to come tonight, but they are watching us at home. So shout-out to the Bergesons.
You know, the best thing you could say about the Bergesons is, Mom and Dad, is how they taught their son Ben to be an incredible human being and passionate, loyal, dedicated. You know, these are words that I didn't know prior to having children. And then the greatest compliment you could have is when someone says, oh, your two little girls, they're fantastic, they're great. And I made sure game one that I told the Bergesons that you've got one heck of a son.
All right, and that's where right there, Micah Jones, we ran a toss there, turned it over, but Coach Harris over there talking about him about ball security. He kind of got out there. He was trying for that extra yard. And you'll see that sometimes with young players. I know with my guys, it's a fight to try to get them to claw it and hold it like where they're supposed to. You know, it takes a while to learn and train them to do right.
It's only the second turnover of the night. There was the interception early. Homewood able to overcome that, and then the fumble here with 6 minutes to go. So really the question remains, this is Brown, good yardage. Can MJ get on the scoreboard? Can Mortimer Jordan get on the scoreboard? They got less than 6 minutes now and about 65-ish yards.
They're starting up front. Same guys are in, so they're going to try to take it against our JV and our younger guys here, some of the guys that play on Monday nights. It's a good experience for them here.
First down, and it rhymes. Chris Brown.
And if you had the camera on Coach Lawrence, he's still coaching. He's still calling it, and he'll be just as mad at the first team or second team. You're hearing Luke Saratsky's name again.
3-yard gain on the play is good for a Blue Devil first down from their own 42.
Some of the starters for the Patriots pulled at half. More coming out in the third. Now you got a bunch of backups with 5 minutes remaining.
That time they didn't really, the safeties were looking over to the sideline and didn't get set.
We'd really like to preserve this shutout just like last week. 14
is hobbling off.
And if you're seeing 17, that's not Berdishaw coming down and playing corner. That's Henry Delk. We have double 17s. They just can't play at the same time on defense, so you got an older player trying to get some time. Brian Long at safety.
Levi Madrid was the one hobbling off the field. Second down, Brown. And so Brown gets it to third and manageable for the Blue Devils as they race the clock.
Ty Ford got in there, assist on the tackle. 3rd and 2 right here.
Most likely Brown on the ground. And Brown with a first down.
Guys, I think that's their only first down of the game. Am I wrong?
I can't remember one.
I think that's their first and only first down of the game. 3:49 to go in the game.
I was trying to think if there was a penalty one, and I don't think there was because it was offsetting.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness gracious. We'll have to check on that, but I think that's right.
First down from the 45. Gain of 1.
It's going to help with some of those young guys next year when we lose all those linebackers. You know, we're going to lose a host of senior linebackers, and to get some of these younger guys in.
Yeah, but Coach, as Coach Berg told me, we'll worry about that in the spring.
Yeah, but when we were in our heydays in the 90s, those guys weren't playing in the second half, and it would just seem like we kept reloading every year.
Look at the positive there. That. Look at 5 backup red jerseys there to try to stop
a host
Brady
of Patriots,
McCombs.
as they say.
Exactly.
2:45 to go on the clock.
Dennis White still battling at nose tackle.
Let's hold this shutout, guys. It's 4-down territory, obviously.
Going for the distance off the hands of the intended receiver.
Another flag. What do we got here? Yep, another flag. What pass interference was it?
No, I don't know what happened to Dennis. He's coming off.
It's back up here at the line, but it's a personal foul. Another one.
Personal foul called against the defense.
That's our negative for tonight, guys.
I'm probably going to be
a lot of personal fouls.
Yeah, it was Dennis White because they're going to be pulling him off because I see Coach Poe bringing him over there and bringing that headset off and like what
is asking him why.
Yeah.
Why? 2:19.
Those of you that watch my post-game show know that I always do positives and negatives. And we were working on a game where I was going to have, for the first time ever, no negatives. But I think that just changed.
Handoff. Got about 3 yards.
Luke Sorosky, I'm telling you, he came downhill hard. And again, he's going to be somebody we're going to have healthy next year and step up. He's battled some injuries here. He's a junior outside linebacker.
Clock running under 2 minutes. The only mystery is, will Homewood pitch the shutout?
He's bringing Dennis back in, so he's giving him a chance. He was just Dennis came over there and told him, he pushed me. And I'm like, Coach Poe's like, so what?
So what? Exactly. So what?
You want to see pushing? Check us at the food line here at about 6 o'clock. Some hip checks, RKOs.
Great crowd here tonight. Both
big rush, avoids, caught, and racing for the end zone. Touchdown, Blue Devils.
Dang it.
Aided by the personal foul. And so they will break the shutout. That's only the second score allowed by this defense in 3 games. So a little premature, my conversation earlier. 72 seconds remaining in this one.
And Coach Lawrence, he's still coaching them. He's there on the 20-yard line out of the coach's box, ready to go out there and grab the defense and bring them off.
I love seeing that, Chad.
Yeah, he's coaching them up.
PAT for the Blue Devils is through.
As frustrated as we are by giving up that shutout, I can tell you Coach Lawrence is way more mad.
Well, mistakes that were made by guys that are not ordinarily in that position.
Correct. Playing against the first team, they didn't take the first team out.
That was Blaze Neely.
And yet, aided by that big personal foul penalty. Let's not forget that.
72 seconds remaining. What time is the Alabama game tomorrow, guys?
6:45.
Oh, we got a night piece at Bryant. And that makes for a very, very long day.
See, I was going to go to my wife's an Auburn fan, so I was going to serve my community service at the loveliest village on the plain. But when Alabama lost last week,
Your community service.
My community service. When Alabama lost, I was like, I have to go support them. So I will be going to watch the Crimson Tide. But I'm going to take her to a game later this year. We love football.
Folks, the broadcast team is outfitted by 18 South, the premium lifestyle boutique for men and women located right there in West Homewood. No matter the occasion, we've got a look for you. Dress like a champion by shopping at 18 South today. 18 South, a proud sponsor of Homewood Athletics.
we're fortunate. We have we have a bunch of college football programs, whether it's Samford, Troy, Jacksonville State, Auburn, Alabama, UAB. The state loves football. Protect the ball here.
Out to the 36. And we've reached the 1 minute mark. Homewood about to go 3-0 overall, and more importantly, 1-0 in Region 5. Coming into tonight, guys, Parker was undefeated. And who else was it? Mountain Brook, I believe. Two of the teams in the region were undefeated.
Parker beat Mountain Brook.
They did, okay.
Yeah, right.
Takes care of that.
We'll give some region scores here at the post game.
Rochelle hands it off.
I like that, going back with Micah, get him some positive after the fumble. Keep the clock running, 52 seconds.
So the scores so far, we think that there should be no more scoring here.
One more snap here. Bennett Smith's in at tight end.
51-7 Homewood, 27-0 Homewood, and 49-7 Homewood. An unblemished 3-0.
29 Tyler Peltz, the ball carrier. Out across midfield.
Probably maybe have time for one more play. My buddy Jeff Allison, who runs the 7A, 6A website, has had Homewood 9th in the state coming into tonight's contest, and certainly a chance to move up. And that will be it. Yep. And it really a blowout. Had one interception early, and by Caleb Carson, and then he and the rest of the offense turned it around. The starting defense didn't give up anything. And in a game that many thought would be closer, this really was all Patriots.
Yeah, you couldn't have been more than all Patriots, guys. Unofficial numbers. This is unofficial. 456 yards of total offense for Homewood, 82 by Mortimer Jordan. Most of that coming on that last drive where they gained, 69 yards on that last drive. So 69 of their 82 came in that one drive. And I'm not sure, but I think their first down was with 3 minutes to go in the game.
And I still think they, I know he wanted to host a region or a playoff game. I still think they're a playoff team. They need to get Cowley back, number 4. That hurts their offense because he does so much for them. Last year they slipped into the playoffs. They were won the 3 area games to qualify as the 4th. And
they only won 3 games.
Yeah,
and got into the playoffs by beating Gardendale, their crosstown rival.
Because he'd come in, they were 8-3 the year before, and then he got the head coaching job. So I know they're looking to bounce back from this. But
they got a hard team to bounce back against. They got to play Parker next week.
Well, this is the tough part of their schedule. It's it's not easy for them, so they really kind of have to survive this and then look to try to qualify 3rd or 4th. Gardendale, we'll see what they have. So
let's catch our breath for one final timeout. Then we'll come back here and we'll get both of your thoughts, and then we'll take a look at the upcoming game. Our final tonight from Waldrop Stadium, where Homewood improves to 3-0 and 1-0 in Region 5 play. It's 49-7 as the Patriots win, and our crew will be back from Waldrop right after this.
Our broadcast tonight is presented by Social Taco. make sure you stop in this weekend and get a bite at the newest SoHo restaurant, Social Taco. And also visit SoHo Social and SoHo Standard right there in the heart of downtown Homewood. Yeah.
Back at Waldrop, it is a final now. Patriots with a convincing 49-7 victory. Coach, give me some thoughts.
Excellent performance by the offense. We did what we had to do, had a few explosive plays. We controlled the line of scrimmage. I really won that in the trenches. Like Glenn was talking about, the concern, I really thought we were going to score 42 to 49 points tonight. But the way we did it, we were able to control the line of scrimmage, take care of business up front. And, again, they couldn't stay with our receivers. And then defensively, the front, and it was my pregame defensive keys. I said the front seven have to stay dominant, especially the D-line, and we saw that again. So all the way around, coaching staff did a good job getting us prepared and off to play at Woodlawn next week.
Professor, some thoughts?
Another game where we just really showed the incredible array of weapons that we've got. We're saying Chappie is, the third guy in, and he scored, 3 touchdowns when it was all said and done? We saw Taman with his sprinter speed on that one play. I mean, that was incredible. He just had to get that one block at the tight end, and he was off the races, even though the guy had the angle on him. He just blew him away, right?
Yeah.
And then you got Walden out here making plays, and then Caleb being Caleb. I mean, it's just the way of weapons we've got on offense is just amazing this year. And then we're sitting here talking about offense. Defense tonight, as we said, we're not sure, but Mortimer Jordan doesn't get their first down until 3 minutes to go in the game. It winds up with 82 total yards of offense, most of it on a 69-yard drive late in the fourth quarter when they're going against JV guys. So that not only were our starting defense exceptional, but so were the guys that played most of the second half, right?
Yeah.
So, we're just loaded with talent. I can't wait till we get to Mount Brook. I can't wait till we play Parker. The next 2 weeks, as we've said, is all about us playing to a standard.
And that's the key. No turnovers.
Yeah, we had 2 turnovers tonight. Had too many penalties.
Start fast. We can't let Woodlawn think. I think they scored 25. I hadn't seen the scores yet, but I think they scored 25 points tonight against Minor. So these are the Coach Lawrence. When you get in there with him, these are the ones that drive him crazy because they will have guys that can run. And then if you break an assignment, think you're better than like he said, play to the standard. Do your job and don't you're not entitled to this. You have to
don't let the other team dictate your level of commitment to excellence.
Right.
And I don't want to downgrade anybody, but Woodlawn is not exactly going to be competitive. So we've got to play. Our competition is for ourselves, right? To play to our standard.
Because I think of the Center Point game where they were maybe 0-3, 0-4, came over here and they decided to line up and run right at us, and they, we can't let that happen. We've got to play to our standard, and it starts at practice. So when Glenn and y'all have your interviews with Coach, how was practice this week? He needs to say we had a great week of practice. So it's the senior leadership, I hope, carries us through that to be prepared to take care of business.
All great points. And I'll just talk about the total scores now. When you look at the 3 games, look like this. Homewood 51-7 over John Carroll. Homewood 27-0 over Briarwood. 49-7 tonight over Mortimer Jordan. That adds up to be 127-14, and you divide that by 3 games. The average score of a Homewood Patriots game so far, just 3 weeks, 42-4.
I'll take it all season long.
And I'm gonna follow one more thing here. You got to go to the YouTube page and watch the interview. I know both of you have been very busy, but the interview I had with Coach Berge, and I said, what will it take to win a state championship? And let me just, without revealing the whole thing, he feels the talent and the elements are here. They're right here on this field tonight. Okay, so it's not like, well, we need this one to do that or a miracle here or someone's got to transfer in and be the, all-state. No, the guys that we just called tonight, they're there. Can they take it to that next level?
Yeah.
The only time we'll find out.
We've had last 2 seasons, we've had really 3 or 4 seasons. We've had exceptional talent, and we've run into games in the playoffs that were decided by usually 1 or 2 plays that didn't go our way. So we're talking a long range down the road here, but if we get there, we got to have some of those plays go our way this year. But that's on down the road, right?
Well,
let's talk about Woodlawn, right?
Yeah, and one thing on that, our margin of error, here with our kids, we don't have 4 and 5 stars other than a long snapper. And we have some guys that play hard, and I'm telling you, these younger defensive ends can be college-type guys, but that's the best front 7 we've put out there in a long time.
In a long time. And we've had a lot of good front 7s here at Homewood. Guys, I've got some scores here. Right. Minor, which is my dark horse in the region, took down Woodlawn tonight 33-26. I'm actually surprised that score is as close as it was. That Woodlawn put up 26, which is what you were just talking about.
Saying this is a Coach Lawrence nightmare game. I'm talking about he'll watch the film, and I'll say, well, how do they look? And he'll, 22 is good. And he'll, 4, we can't run with them. He'll get there and start. And I just, okay, I'm good. Okay, Freddie, you'll get him ready.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Parker, they keep marching on. They beat Gardendale tonight 47-3. Goodness sake, they sound as good as us. So Parker, is Parker. What else we got here? James Clemens, who we are playing, is not a region foe, but we're playing them at the end of the regular season. They're getting pounded on by Bob Jones tonight, 47-7, late fourth quarter. Briarwood has picked up a win. They beat Ramsey tonight, 14-13. Glad to see Briarwood. We have a lot of affection for the Briarwood program, so glad to see them get off the deck and get their first win of the season.
Well, I want to thank. What? Where?
We got to talk about Coach getting his 94th.
Yeah. Six shy?
Not so fast.
Not so fast, my friend.
Thank you, Mr. and Mr. Corso. Coach, I was getting there, but he gets to 94, 6 away, and again, if it certainly could be in the regular season, not needing the playoffs, and we already know how emotional he is. And if you want to see how emotional he was, then you will be forced to go to our YouTube
nice plug
channel. Let's also thank our first down sponsor for tonight, our First U.S. Bank. The point after touchdown and the field goals were presented by the Wade team with ARC Realty, Danielle and Billy Wade, and you can give them a call at 205-966-9600. Before I sign off, any final blurbs from either of you guys?
Had a great time with you guys tonight, and it's enjoyable to watch the Patriots play this well, and hopefully we can continue it next week. Go Patriots.
Patriots. Professor, last words?
I honestly, you guys are less shocked by this than I am, but I really thought that Mortimer Jordan was going to be able to keep the ball away from us. I didn't really think it was going to be this much of a blowout, but I absolutely will take it.
All right. For our athletic director, Rick Bagley, for our assistant athletic director and producer of our broadcasts, John Lunsford, for the coach, Chet Walker, for the professor, Glenn Brasher, this is Kurt Bloom, CB, saying may today be the best day of your life, but tomorrow be even better right here on the NFHS Network.